Today I'm in London, England, a bit of a change from Canada, and today we are going to be interviewing this CL55 V8 compressor. We've got the owner right here.
How you doing?
You
I'm Raj, SIRA Collector. If you follow us on Instagram. And we've got my CL55 AMG Kompressor.
So this car, you've just sort of bought it to your collection recently.
That's right, yeah, I bought it, I found it on Boxing Day, day after Christmas, rang the chap up, and he only put it up on Boxing Day. I said to him, I goes, look, I want to come and see it at the advertised price. I was happy to pay whatever it was up for. And he sort of shut me down. He just goes, oh, it's the holidays. Oh no, I can't do it. Come next week. And sort of by then I thought, I don't want to come next week. I want to come now. A couple of days later, he rang me. He said, look, sorry about that. Come. So I had a look at it, and it didn't have these wheels on it. These are the 19-inch AMG split rims. They usually come on the 65s. So I knew I wanted to do that from the word go, because I just think they look awesome, especially in that sort of grey finish. That's a factory finish. There was actually 3 different shades of the grey, but this is the one I like the most. So I think it complements the car. It's got a 2-tone light grey alpaca and a duotone grey leather interior. So I think it all ties up really well.
Yeah.
I had the lips polished. I didn't leave them bare, had them lacquered. It was in very good condition. The guy had it for 13 years, which for me means that he knows about the car.
Yeah.
Any issues that it's had, any gremlins. There is a gremlins with these cars, like the ABC, for example. The suspension, it can be very, very fidgety, and it can go wrong, and it's very costly. Another thing is obviously a supercharged compressor. Supercharged has been serviced by specialists, which I prefer rather than main dealer. As has the ABC, it's been done by, you know, renowned specialists, not main dealer again, but all the service history, routine servicing, service A's and B's, oil service, gearbox service, that sort of stuff, all by Mercedes-Benz. So it's got full Mercedes-Benz service history.
Yeah.
The colour is what got me attracted to it. The ad was poor. It was sort of parked half in the shade, half not in the shade, and it just did not look very appealing. And I know that because a few people messaged me after I'd bought it and said, oh, I did see that, but I didn't go and have a look at it. But I sort of got on it straight away anyway. Yeah. As you do, you have the alerts on and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
I went there and I rang my mate, and this is the holiday season, man. No one was around. I had a courtesy car. I had a GLC43 AMG because my S63 was in for service. And I drove that there. It was about an hour and a half away from my house. Drove it there, fell in love with it, and I really felt like the guy didn't want to sell it. I didn't really dive too much into why he's selling and stuff, but I'd done a deal, knocked off 500 quid, which is always helps.
Yeah.
Left my courtesy car at the guy's house.
Yeah.
Drove back an hour and a half to get my mate, came back, and then picked my courtesy car up in this.
Wow.
So got back, then I made a little snag list of a couple little things that I needed to do. Now, firstly, the good thing with these cars are they got plastic wings, so you don't get no rust on those like the usual 2002 models.
Like this is all plastic?
That's plastic, but they're all like that.
Oh wow.
Which is good, they don't rust.
Yeah.
The rear arches on this were fantastic, perfect. There was a little bit of corrosion around the sunroof, but my body shop, Auto Body Technics, Bob and his team, they took care of that for me, painted the roof. And then it had a couple little stone chips on the front, on the bonnet. So I thought, you know what, let's get the full front end done. So I'd done a full front end on it. And once the exterior was done, then I wanted to get the leather looking how it's looking now. And it almost looks sort of like new.
Wow. Yeah,
all the wood is in good condition. So basically I spent a little fortune getting the leather done, and I think that's something a lot of people miss. You know, people think, oh, look, let a car look good from the outside, but on the inside it just, you know. So I had the interior done, exterior done. Now I thought, okay, I probably should have done it in a different sequence, but once everything was perfect, I found the wheels, bought the wheels. My friend Tom and his brother Josh went and picked them up for me. Got a good deal on them. These retail for about £4,500, £5,000 online, which is a lot of money. And people buy them because these are 215 CL specific as well. We bought them, and when I bought them blind. The chap told me, oh, they've been refurbished, they're perfect. Got them, and they weren't quite as perfect as the car is. So I thought, look, let's get them refurbished. So my guys in the auto works, Harry and his crew, put the wheels on. And then I thought, it does look perfect. It looks very OEM, but I like OEM plus.
Yeah.
So then my friends in Renntech in Miami, USA, Hartmut and Ruben reached out and said, look, we need to put a little bit of a lowering setup on that. So I don't like to skimp, because I think, you know, get it cheap, pay twice. So they sent over a HHT lowering kit, and that basically plugs and works in with the original ABC suspension.
Oh, wow.
And you can literally lower it to the parameters you want. So if I wanted to go low, I could have gone low, but I wanted to keep it looking kind of OEM plus. So I did that. And then they sent me a nice little package. So shout out to the guys at Renntech. They sent me a ECU tune for it. So it added another 30 brake horsepower and a hell of a lot more torque. And we started a relationship from there.
Wow.
And you know, it is pretty much where I want it to be now, this car. So I dealt with it cosmetically to make it perfect. And then I gave it to my boys in the car spa. That's my business. For you guys that don't know, we'll attach a link somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be any good for the US guys, but if you want me to send some guys out there to polish your car to make it look like this, we can do that.
So that's kind of what you do for a living to afford the car?
For a living, we do property, brokerage, cars, and we collect cars as well, stuff like this. So this is actually one of the first sort of early 2000s cars we bought. It's a 2002 car facelift. And I'm really into these cars because I think they've got so much appreciation to do. It's a hell of a lot of car for the money. Now, if you're looking to buy one, say you buy it for X, just factor a little bit for maintenance. On these specific cars, the supercharged 5.4s, M113s, you got to look out for ABC issues. So make sure, dig through that paperwork and have a look that the ABC's been addressed, the pumps, stuff like that. They're not leaking. You've also got to look at the supercharger. Now with these, a very, very common fault is the intercooler pump. It's actually undersized from factory. If you fit, it's quite cheap. It's about £150, probably about $200. A Bosch upgrade part, which actually now Mercedes sell as opposed to their own OE product. The symptom is, if that goes wrong, is upon acceleration, heavy acceleration, sometimes the supercharger doesn't cut in. So I had that changed. And at the same time, what I'd done mechanically, my guys at the Super Speed garage, local to my house, they're my friends, they're my family also. They done the crank pulley, a load of other auxiliary belts, supercharger belt and stuff like that. And now I'm just waiting on a few more bits from Renntech, and we're going to do a shorter pulley on the supercharger and a few more upgrades and see how we get on.
And that'll be kind of done then, or you still want to do more to the car?
The car is pretty much where I want it to be, and right now I'm just going to enjoy it. I've been daily driving it for the last 2 weeks, so I can't get enough of it. And because it's got so much product on it, it's so easy to maintain. It's ceramic coated with G-Technic crystal glass, crystal cut, whatever it's called. There's so many of them. So when it gets dirty, you literally just rinse it and it's clean again.
Thanks G-Technic for sponsoring this interview series. We use them often before interviews to clean the cars. I appreciate their support of the car community and giving out some products to some of these interviews.
The wheels are also ceramic coated. Only other thing I'm going to do is just so that I know I've done everything, I'm going to do the calipers again in the factory finish, and I'm going to paint the barrels because they get a bit rusty.
Is this your dream car? Was this a car you always wanted?
I'll tell you what, I was actually going to do a post about it on Instagram a couple of days ago. Now these cars, they're about £125,000 new. So why I've always liked these cars, right, is because I just think they're gangster, right? The older generation of these are like the SEC wide bodies and stuff like that. I've had one of those as well. Great car, very valuable. So these have only got one way to go. They're at the floor right now. The reason why I wanted one of these is because in 02, when these sort of the facelift just come out, my dad bought an E46 M3, and that was just shy of £60,000, which was a lot of money then. It's still a lot of money now, to be honest. And I said to him, I goes, Dad, why don't we get a CL55 AMG? It's good, you know, we can have all the family in it. And I was trying to sell it to him on a practicality basis. I said, it's more practical than having an E46 M3 convertible. He goes, look, big Mercedes Benzes, what do? They depreciate massively, right? You can get a 6-month-old one for £30,000 under list, but they're still depreciating on a daily basis. So I sort of thought to myself, I thought, okay, you know, maybe one day, you know, when the prices are right, you know, I'll get one. And then when the opportunity presented itself and I saw this car, I didn't want an ordinary colour. I wanted maybe a Designo Vario colour. But then this come up, it's called Titanite, and it's also called Bordeaux. I saw it, had a vision, executed it, and I love it to bits.
Yeah. How much power do you think the car's making now?
The car, I think its stock is about 500, and with the Renntech tune, it's at 526, but it's very noticeable. I mean, I don't usually tune cars, nor do I lower them and stuff like that, but on this occasion I did, and I don't have a single regret, because that extra 26 brake horsepower, which I thought, oh, what's it going to do? It's not a lot. Firstly, Renntech is owned by Hartmut. He was an AMG engineer back in the day, so it's not like he's just developing rubbish for these cars. He got the science behind it. It's proper. Renntech approved. Anything goes wrong is guaranteed, warranted, etc., etc. And for a car of that year to have that, it's a no-brainer. So I done it. Masses of difference, and I just love the way it looks with that lowering module.
Do you mind if we go for a ride in it?
Come, let's
get
go.
a quick
time.
I've never been in one of these before. This is how you start it, right here.
Yeah, foot on the brake.
Wow, that is cool.
Oh, another cool thing. Oh, sorry, let's get that going. Another cool thing, you don't actually need one of these Mercedes-Benz keys. You could actually just have that in your wallet.
For a car this old?
Yeah.
That was an option?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just
that is an option,
cars.
And I'll tell you something, you could just slip that in your wallet. No bulky keys. Well, I've got loads of keys anyway, but no bulky keys, no keys to lose. Sits in your pocket.
Wow. Well, it's already very comfortable. And you've got the massive roof.
It's got the roof, it's got Alcantara roof lining, it's got Bose upgraded stereo, leather everywhere.
And the whole side is just open.
That's it.
Love that feature.
It's got massage seats if you want a massage, heated and cooled. So it's got a good spec.
Heated and cooled. What year is this car again?
This is a 2002.
2002.
Good to go?
Yeah, we're good to go. And since we've been parked up there, we've had a lot of people that were complimenting the car, which I did not expect.
And I'll tell you what the beauty is, right? Like, look, I don't personally think that we ever own a car. You're just looking after it, right? And for other people to appreciate it, I get the same buzz, you know, by just looking at it, maintaining it. And as much as I'd love to keep them forever, sometimes you have to let one go to let another one come. You know, I'd like to give it to the next person in 110% condition. You know, the best I possibly can.
So when you buy this car, do you buy it to keep it for a few years, or is it more like you enjoy the process of collecting it, restoring it to perfection, selling it?
Well, the best thing in anything is always the chase. The chase of getting it and then getting it to how you want it. Now, to be honest, if I had an endless money pit, then everything would stay. As like I said, sometimes you have to let one go to let one in, you know. But in this particular, to be fair, I say that, but there always seems to be a way that another one just comes and one doesn't leave, you know. So it's one of those situations, but everything has a price, and if it's the right price, you can let it go. And I guess if I never have any regrets, I never look back. All I think is at the time it was the right time to sell, right time to buy. So that's how I sort of treat these things.
And you have a lot of other cars too, right?
That's right, yeah.
Including a real Evo 2.
I've got a real Evo 2, 190, that's got 9,000 miles on it, so I think it's one of the lowest mileage ones in existence. I've got a 560 SEL AMG, W140 S600 LAMG Japan.
You mentioned that you have some exotics, but
That's
you
right.
prefer this?
Absolutely. I mean, I had a GT3 992, the first one in the country, and I much rather drive my E61 M5 touring that I had at the time. And we got in the family, we got a couple of Ferraris, and even rather than driving those, I'd rather be in a AMG of some sort. I just love them. Like even my daily car, I call it my European car because I use it to travel in and out of Europe a lot. I've got an S63 L Executive AMG. That's a really good car, 5.5 V8 bi-turbo. It's the pre-facelift. I didn't want the 4-litre, so I decided to get the 5.5, and I absolutely love it. So that's my daily car. Fuel in the UK is very expensive, so that's the only downside. But hey, look, we got smiles per mile, you know. You got to just go with it.
Yeah. What is it like driving this car around England? Does it get a lot of love?
Do you know what? It really does get a lot of love. I think a lot of that is down to the fact that you don't see very many on the road, and particularly for me, I think the colour draws people to it because they look at it and think, hang on a minute, I didn't see one of those in period, now I'm seeing one now, it looks nice. A lot of people say to me, have you had it repainted? And I said, no.
Well, thank you so much for doing the interview. It's been an honor and a pleasure to get to know this car and you. I appreciate it. If you want to go follow SIRA Collector on Instagram, you'll see all his other Mercedes-Benz and some other cars. And if you want to be interviewed, DM me at Magna Cars and maybe we can line something up. No matter whether you're in Canada, England, or another country, who knows. Thanks for watching, and remember, never ever quit. See you in the next interview.